Well, hello peoples of the internet, my name is Kevin and welcome back to another video. Okay guys, so for today's video I am bringing you a very exciting reading vlog that I'm just so excited to film because I'm going to be reading two books that I'm very excited to read this month, and they're also were both on my March TBR, which if you haven't seen my March TBR with my claw machine picks my TBR, I'll link it up here and down below. So in this vlog I'm going to be reading two of the books that were on there. One is a reread that I'm doing a read along for, and that is A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. I already read this book back in 2015, I think, when it came out. Oh my god, 2015. It feels like so many years ago, that when it came out, like 5 years ago. Does not feel that long, but it apparently is. And yeah, finally going to be rereading it again. I also think I'm going to tab my favorite parts in here, so I'm looking forward to rereading this and just going back into this world with all of my favorite characters. I'm just very excited and I think it's gonna be such a fun time, so I'm going to be thriving. And then the other book that I'm going to be reading is Sarah J. Maas's House of Earth and Blood, or Crescent City, which I'm so looking forward to reading because I have been highly anticipating this book. This is probably one of my most anticipated releases for this year, and I just cannot wait to read this. I've been hearing really great things so far, so I'm really hoping I'm also gonna love it because I just need new Sarah J. Maas in my life. I'm such trash for her. I know that Sarah J. Maas's books are very controversial. It's also very problematic, and I know this issue going into it, but I just cannot help absolutely loving her books, loving her worlds, loving her characters, and just loving the stories that she tells so much. And yeah, I am just so excited to read this, and I just think it's going to be amazing. It's also 800 pages, so that's fun. You know what? I'm going to push through it, and it's just going to be such a fun time. I cannot wait to read it, but yeah. So, I think I'm going to go start reading A Court of Thorns and Roses first, and then I shall read Crescent City, or House of Earth and Blood. I keep calling it Crescent City, but the book is called House of Earth and Blood, so I apologize if I keep saying that throughout this video. That's just your heads up. I'm probably going to keep calling this Crescent City. Okay guys, so I have now moved into another room because it was getting really warm in the other room that I was in, my kitchen, and so I decided to move because I didn't want to get out of my cozy jumper. Because when I have my days off, you may notice that I always do my reading vlogs on my days off, which are Monday, Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and I tend to just live in my cozy clothes and like my pajamas. Don't really leave the house unless I'm going somewhere, but like I'm never usually going anywhere, so I just like stay in my cozy clothes and I just read, and I thoroughly enjoy it so much, and I love my days off. That's just a bit of info for you. I'm always in a cozy jumper on my days off, and I always do my reading vlogs on my days off because that's when I actually have time to read. But anyways, that was besides the point because I didn't really need to— ow! I don't know what I just did to my wrist, but ow! Okay, I really don't know what I just did to my freaking wrist, but I just hurt myself. Anyways, so still rereading ACOTAR, of course, and I actually have read quite a lot this morning, so I'm now up to page 142, so I am that much through it, and I haven't actually been annotating it, so like these were pointless because I've kind of just got like into a zone where like I'm so engrossed in the story, and I'm just loving being back with these characters, learning all of the information all over again, and it's just been so much fun, and I'm really enjoying myself that I've kind of just been lost in the moment while reading and like haven't stopped to tab anything. So I just kind of gave up when I got like 100 pages in. I was like, you know what? I haven't been annotating this far, so why start now? So yes, that is where I'm up to right now. I'm just really enjoying it, and one thing in particular that I can talk about that's not a spoiler is I love learning about the different types of fae in this world, because it's kind of something that like as the later books progress, like you just know all of this information, like you kind of just, you remember learning about it, and then it's like, do I actually fully remember what these particular fae are? And now in this one I'm getting like the recap of all these different fairies, such as the bog and the surreal. They're like two different types of fae that are mentioned in here, and I kind of forgot like what each of those were and like what their purpose was, but like we've kind of gotten that like recap as to what they are, and I really enjoyed that because it's kind of bringing me back into the world, because that's part of the world building, and like it's just, I don't know, it's just giving me like nostalgic vibes to when I first read this, and it's just making me really happy. I'm really enjoying myself. Also, I am like understanding why I loved Tamlin in the first book, because it's kind of happening again, so we love that for me. But don't worry, I would never betray Rhys. Like, he owns my heart and soul. I am his, like, no question about it. But like, I'm understanding why when I first read this, Tamlin was like one of the people that I loved, like, you know. But like, obviously everything changes after the first book, so we all know, if you read the series, you know. I'm gonna keep reading now because I'm really in the reading mood that I actually think I could finish this today. Okay, I'm so happy because it's not even like said who the character is, but I know my Rhys when he comes into the book. I know who he is, and I'm just so happy that he's here. And I'm just gonna read out the little quote that like he gets introduced into this section of the book, and it's not a spoiler, so don't worry. But basically, Feyre stands up from something, and this is literally the line you get, and I just know it's Rhys. Like, I remember, I know it's Rhys, and also this exact line, you know why I know it's Rhys, because it's very factual. So it says, and I quote, "Standing before me was the most beautiful man I'd ever seen." AKA Rhysand. And I am so happy my baby is here. My heart's doing its little thumping. Like, it's getting very excited. I'm pretty sure like the next scene, he's in it for like maybe 2 pages and then he's gone again, but still he's here and I'm thriving, so I'm just so happy. Okay guys, so it is much later in the day and I'm now actually getting into bed because it is almost 11 p.m. and I actually have done a lot of reading. As you can see, this is all I've got left to read, and I just love this book so much. So yeah, I am still really obviously loving it, and I'm just having such a fun time, and I'm nearly finished. And also, there was a part in here, like, I'm not obviously going to say spoilers again. Sarah J Maas, you probably know, whether you actually are a fan of Sarah J Maas or you aren't a fan of Sarah J Maas, you've probably heard that she has a lot of mature content in, especially this series in particular, she has mature content. ACOTAR, out of the 3 of this series, is definitely the least, like the most tame, like it doesn't really have much, but there is still parts in here. And I was reading that scene while I was sitting in the sitting room with my mum and my dad to either side of me, and I was like, if either of them makes eye contact with me right now and knows what I am reading, I might just die of embarrassment, like a little bit of embarrassment. So I was literally just reading it as like, you know, that was happening. If you read the book, you know what I'm talking about, you know the scene. And like that was going on. I was just like, my mum is right there, knitting, having a great time. She's thriving, loving her life. We love that for Mary. And then to my other side, Jim is just sitting there on his phone and also just watching TV. He's also thriving, having a great time. While I am just sitting here, barbecue sauce on my titty. I couldn't help myself to say it. I set that up so perfectly, I just had to go with it. Anyways, so I was just it's so embarrassing. I'm laughing over my own joke that wasn't even that funny. Wow, I honestly cracked myself up. Like, honestly, make yourself laugh, folks. That's the goal for 2020. Just make yourself laugh. But yeah, I was sitting there reading that part and I was just like, my parents, if they just like glanced at my book, like there was provocative words, things that people were doing to people on the page, like my mom literally could be like, Kevin? You know? And oh yeah, it was just an awkward experience. So yeah, I am nearly finished. I'm going to go and just finish it really, really quick. And then I am going to be starting House of Earth and Blood, or Crescent City by Sarah J. Maas. And also my friend Ilse from the channel Ilse's Books is actually going to be starting this with me because she was currently reading ACOTAR with me for my read along. So she actually finished it yesterday, I believe. And she's been wanting to start a new book today. And so I told her I'm also nearly finished ACOTAR, and she knew I was starting this next. So Ilse was like, oh my god, I'm going to read it with you, and I'm so excited. Also, I'm going to FaceTime Ilse because she's not in work today, and it's nighttime for me, so I feel like we do a little reading party, and we can both start reading this at the same time. So I think it's going to be really fun, and I'm excited for that. I think I actually might stay up pretty late tonight reading because I'm just really in the reading mood. Like, all I want to do is read. Also might do a face mask because I feel like my pores on my nose is kind of bad right now. So I have like a black peel off mask, so I might do that because that's also fun content, you know, pulling off one of those. They kind of get stuck in the hair sometimes. It hurts. It's a fun experience. So I might also do that. Okay guys, so I have finally finished A Court of Thorns and Roses, my reread, and I just loved it so much. I was so happy just to be reunited with my favourite characters again. Just getting to experience the story again. Even though like it's a reread and I kind of knew what was happening, like I remembered everything. But like still, I felt the feelings and like the happiness that it brought me the first time I read it. And I'm just so happy. And I'm obviously going to give this a 5 out of 5 stars again. It's time to move on to this bad boy. So I am on my FaceTime call with Ilse. Oh my god, my laptop screen is dirty. Let's ignore that.
That's not me, guys. It's his screen.
So me and Ilse are going to be reading. Oh.
Crescent City.
Yes. And we're very excited about it. So we're both starting it at the exact same time. So we're going to do it on our FaceTime call. We are aiming for, well, I'm being very optimistic here because it's currently midnight. So I'm aiming to read 200 pages of this 800-page beast tonight before I go to sleep. That sounds a bit unobtainable for me. We're talking about from like past experiences. Doesn't sound likely, but Ilse is my witness. She is my motivator. We will do this. We got this. We have the mentality. We got this. We got this.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we do. I can do this too. Hopefully I can.
But it's also not as late where you are, also because Ilse's in Mexico, just in case you're wondering. So, and also I'll leave Ilse's channel linked down below because she's also a booktuber.
Trying to upload.
Okay guys, so me and Ilse are now on chapter 6, page 68, and if you've read the book yet, or you've just read that much, I'm in a state of shock right now, and Ilse is very emotional.
I'm crying. I hate it.
That's our current mood. I'm literally just in shock. I can't get over what I just read. And yeah, Ilse is just an emotional mess. I have no words. I'm so baffled what I just read. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it so far. It was a little bit confusing at the beginning because I was like, what is going on? But I think I'm getting it. Okay guys, so it's actually the next evening and I have been reading basically all day, and also I stayed up to 4 AM last night reading with Ilse, and we got up to page, I think 142, I think is where we got to. We didn't reach the 200 mark, which I was going for, but you know what? It's fine. We still read quite a lot and I was very proud of it. So I've been reading basically not all day because I got not a lot of sleep and I ended up taking a nap for like an hour or so. But I have made much more progress. I'm almost halfway through. Like, I'm not even 24 hours reading this yet. Like, I literally started midnight last night. I'm low-key very proud of how fast I'm reading this. So I'm currently on page 336. So far, my thoughts on this book are that I found it very slow and a little bit confusing at the beginning because there was a lot of info dump and like trying to understand the world and everything like that. I found that a bit confusing at times, and I was talking to one of my friends looking for like help, and thankfully as well I had Ilse on FaceTime and we were just talking about the book because both of us were kind of confused a little bit and we were like helping each other trying to understand the stuff. But since then I fully am in the story now, and it just took a little while just to get into it, and I'm very much into it right now. And I'm really enjoying it. I'm so glad to have a new Sarah J Maas book. I just really enjoy her books and they're just so fun for me. Also, I don't want to say anything obviously because this is not going to have any spoilers in it, but all I'm going to say is that currently where I am right now, the sexual tension is too much for me. Like, I can't cope. I'm like, this is too much. I can't deal. Sarah J Maas just knows how to like crush her readers. She just knows when we want something, and then she just like has us in her palm of her hand and she's like, I'll do what I want. It's my story. And I'm gonna read a lot more before I go to sleep tonight. But I also didn't do my black peel off mask that I was gonna do yesterday. So I think I'm actually gonna do that today because I've had a lot of stuff going on in my sinuses today. And also I just had like a couple more things with my pores and stuff on my nose today. So I'm gonna go do some of that. So this is like deja vu to one of my recent reading vlogs where I was also doing like a skincare routine in my bathroom. My hands are washed, so now I can do this. Okay, I'm just gonna like squeeze it out. Oh, okay, there we go. But oh my nose. This is gonna be a nightmare to wash off my finger. I'm literally just gonna do okay, that looks a bit crazy. Okay, so I think that's all I'm gonna do. It's only really like my nose where I'm currently having like a lot of like, she leaking everywhere. Gonna let that dry and then I shall peel it off, which is going to be a fun experience. Okay, so we have some drippage, as you can see there. But I'm gonna take this off now. Okay. That actually felt very nice. Not gonna lie. So yeah, that was it for like skincare with Kevin. I feel like this is becoming like a regular thing for us. Like we do some skincare together because you know what? Skincare is important. So yeah, we love that. Okay guys, so it's the next morning of course. Well actually afternoon. It's midday now, so it's just midday. And I am currently on page 581. I have this much left, which still is quite a lot of a book. Like it's still, I think, 200 or so pages, 200 and something pages left I have to read. But I am just loving this so much. I know I already said at the beginning that I was a little bit confused and it kind of took me some time to like adjust to this world and everything, but I am obsessed. This book has literally made me its bitch. Like, it owns me, like literally owns me. And I am just loving it so much. And oh my God, the sexual tension in here and the slow burn romance is killing me. I am like, I'm getting so frustrated, but like, it's just genius at the same time because Sarah J Maas just knows how to like, as I already said earlier, like she just controls us. It's just a slow burn. I love a good slow burn romance, but like at the same time, I want it to happen. And stuff has been happening. There's been twists and turns and shit has been hitting the fan. Main thing that I think I really am loving so much about this book is that the way Sarah J Maas is writing trauma through the two main characters and how the two main characters are helping each other cope with their own trauma is just amazing to me, and I think it's really well done in this book and I'm absolutely loving that aspect of the book. I'm going to continue reading this and probably finish it today, so I will vlog my reactions when I'm getting close to the end and stuff, because I know stuff happens in there, so I'll definitely vlog then. But I just want to do a little update. Also, you guys saw Bella. She's not in the room anymore. I let her go outside because she wanted to go outside, but she was snoring and she's in absolute mood, so we love that for her. Okay, so I just finished part 3 of the book, so if you've read it, you know what I'm talking about. And that's my reaction. So I'm on like the last 200 or so pages now, and everyone has said the final part also, because I'm on part 4, is the best part, and it just flies by and it's just so action-packed. So I'm like, what am I about to experience? What journey is going to happen for me? I'm not ready. It's fine. It's so fine, like, you know. Also, nobody knows I'm gay. My cup. Love that. Don't tell my secret. Okay, so I'm literally just gonna sit here. I am finishing this book right now because I just can't believe what I just read and I need clarification. I need to know everything. I'm gonna snuggle up and I'm just gonna read until I'm finished, okay? Okay.
A few moments later.
Guys, I am on page 690 and I'm on chapter 78. I have literally barely any left. And once again, I'm just shook. So basically, I'm obviously not going to say spoilers again, but the big reveal just basically happened in the book, and I just can't process what's happening. I'm not okay. I'm not okay. And just like that, I am finished. That was a whirlwind and so many things just happened in there, and I now understand why everyone's like, oh my god, I just want to reread it. Ending as well, the epilogue, I'm like, I need the next book. But like, who knows when that's even going to come out. And oh, I didn't realize how much I loved the characters, how much I loved the world. That was just so good. I'm definitely 5 out of 5 stars. I freaking love this so much. I am going to be in a book hangover for like several days now, and I cannot wait for that. I'm gonna be thriving. It's gonna be a great time. Won't be able to read anything else because that just happened. Like, I loved it so much. It was just so good. I am going to probably end my vlog here because I feel like this is probably a long vlog. So yeah, you guys know I read A Court of Thorns and Roses in this vlog, which is also 5 stars and a reread. And then of course I read House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J Maas, or Crescent City. Also 5 out of 5 stars. I'm just so happy right now. I had so many emotions reading that. Like, I cried. Everything happened. It was just an experience, and now I can't believe I'm finished. What do I do now? What do I do with my life? I don't know. So yeah, I'm just gonna end it here. Let me know down below in the comments if you've read it. Don't say any spoilers, let's keep the spoilers away, but just let me know if you've read it, or if you're planning on reading it, let me know down below in the comments. And other than that, I shall see you all next time in my next video. So goodbye, guys.